Cuurve Radio.
Tight, dude. That's tight.
What's going on? This is Cuurve Radio. I'm here with my man Jean-Luc.
What up?
How
what
you
up,
doing?
Cuurve? I'm chilling, bro. How about you?
Good, good. Yeah,
Chilling.
so
Happy to be here.
tell the world who Jean-Luc is.
All right, so yeah, I'm a singer and rapper, singer-songwriter and rapper coming out of, I'm from New York, but I'm setting up my scene in the Boston area. And I just came out with my debut single and music video, Kaleidoscope. And it just dropped 2 days ago, premiered on Solange's blog, and I'm just starting really ready to get everything going, so.
I didn't know that was on Solange's blog, but I checked it out.
Yeah, St. Haron, yeah.
How did you get that? How did you?
I worked over the summer at this creative agency in Manhattan, and with one of the guys that writes for it, and some other really connected people in like the downtown New York scene, and was able to make the video with some guys that work there, and they were able to give me that chance, give me that cosign to go onto the blog, and it's a really cool blog, has a lot of other really good artists, so really happy to be a part of it. So yeah, it was dope.
That's awesome. How did you you said you worked with these guys on this music video, and you're studying film and television here.
Yeah.
How much creative input did you have on this music video?
I had creative input on the general scene. Like, to be honest, with this one, with other music videos, I definitely had a lot more. This is my third one, so with this one, I kind of like sat back and kind of chilled a little bit with most of it. But I did have the whole concept of the song. I wanted to be, because the song Kaleidoscope is kind of about, I feel like when we're young and we're in a relationship, or when you find someone that like kind of gets you or something like that, you kind of lose yourself, you kind of get yourself in that world. It's almost like you're entranced or you're on some kind of drug or something like that.
Right.
So I wanted to kind of like just have a video about this couple who like kind of doesn't have anything else besides each other. They're kind of just like around, in their own world with each other, kind of smoking and drinking or whatever, kind of losing themselves in each other.
Right,
so I kind of, that was like my goal that I said to them, and then we kind of had this idea to like, get a really cute girl and just go around Manhattan and do some cool shots. So that's kind of what it was. It's not much of a linear story, because the music video I did before that was very linear. It was a very linear story, and I kind of wanted to just have like cool visuals and have it really be about like the look, like the fashion of the video and the shots and the colors and everything like that.
Definitely. Speaking of fashion, I mean,
I try sometimes.
Freshman year, I remember, or your freshman year.
Yeah.
I heard.
Oh, wait, are you a senior too?
I'm a senior, yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. I can't. I'm
came
a
for a multicultural weekend.
Yeah.
It was my freshman year. And I had some friends that you were friends with, and they said,
really?
Yeah,
Who?
Israel.
Oh, you know Israel.
Yeah,
Israel
was my student at multicultural.
What the hell? What a small world. That's crazy.
Yeah, multicultural weekend. Some high schoolers.
So yeah, you were the kid. He was saying that you were taking a party or something like that. Yeah, you guys went out. I was like, what the hell? Like, my guy's not doing that for me. My guy was like, you need to be back here by 11 o'clock, man. And I was just like, no, I'm going out. Like, I'm going out tonight.
So they called you TMF.
Yeah, it was too much. Yeah, too
much fabric.
Yeah, too much. Because it was back then, and I like 2 years ago, I was like, if you think this is a lot, it was definitely a lot more.
Yeah.
It was a lot more. I had like a bandana, I had like shades on. It was cold, so I had like a sweater and like a layer. Like I had a leather jacket on and like all this shit.
Yeah.
So they were always like too much fabric. So that was so funny. Oh my God.
Where did your sense of style come from?
To be honest, it's weird. I've always been into fashion. Like since I was maybe like 5. I remember like in kindergarten picking out my outfits, like going to Sean John. Like my mom would take me to like the Burlington Coat Factory, and like I would just pick out all these dope, because it was like during like the whole 50 Cent, Jay-Z,
huge shirts,
the huge shirts. Like there was this one shirt I had that it was like it was a Fat Albert shirt. It was and I used to rock the FUBU Fat Albert, and I used to rock that hard, So I've always kind of been into fashion, and I think now it's just like kind of like the whole, ripped jeans, like streetwear, but like kind of rock and roll, high fashion and like streetwear, the two things kind of combine.
Right.
So definitely a lot of inspiration from Kanye, and Ian Connor's a big guy that I look at. Bunch of people online, because online there's so much going on now with fashion. You can see all these cool guys and what they're wearing, and blogs and all these cool things that are happening. So I kind of get a lot of my inspiration from online and shit like that.
Definitely. Does it influence your music at all? The type of because you have like this unique style that I've honestly never heard before.
Yeah. It's kind of, I don't know. I feel like they kind of influence each other. I think it's like, I don't know, like with something like this, it's kind of like, like I ripped up this like American shirt to kind of symbolize, you know, the kind of the screwed up aspects of our country and stuff like this, and like, you know, I do write songs about like, you know, that kind of thing, and like how, you know, our country's, as much as we're a place that's about freedom and about, you know, quality and everything like that, there are people that get, you know, looked over, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, the things I wear kind of do, it depends. It depends on the day, it depends on like the outfit and the song. But definitely when I think of a song, when I think of a video, there's like an image that I have for like what outfits I would wear and what look it is. Like if I want it to be darker, like this one I kind of want it to be more summery and chill, you know, and have like a lot of classic, iconic pieces in the video. So it honestly just depends. It really just depends.
That's awesome, man. So explain your music, because it's kind of from what I'm hearing, it's a mix of R&B with these dope electronic beats.
Yeah. It's funny how everybody literally says R&B, and like I guess I'm not like mad about becoming R&B. There's amazing people, you know, Michael Jackson, Prince, in that category. But it's like I never think about making R&B music, so I find it. I just kind of make music. You know, I try to make good melodies, so that's more of a pop thing. But it's so funny because like all the blogs will be like R&B crooner, R&B this. And I'm like, am I really? I guess I feel like if you're just a black guy singing on R&B, like, it's a rhythm and black.
What are your thoughts on that though?
I think it's like interesting. I don't know. I feel like it's cool. Like there's an amazing, like I love R&B. Like I'm not trying to say I don't love R&B. And like I think originally when I started, I was like, you know, I just want to make EDM. I just want to make EDM, you know, that type of thing. But then I would make EDM, what I would thought was EDM. People were like, oh, this is R&B. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will be R&B now, you know? Because I always loved R&B, you know, and I think it's coming back. There's like The Weeknd's killing it right now, and like Frank Ocean, and there's a lot of cool, and even like all this alternative R&B. You're seeing like Sampha and like Jamie XX and like a lot of these low-key artists are kind of do their own. It's like a really experimental time for music.
Definitely.
So I think it's like you can kind of call it R&B, you kind of can call it pop, electronic. I love the synths right now, so that's definitely what I'm really into. I used to go to a bunch of like shows in Manhattan that were all these like EDM, you know, like EZU, EDC, all these like downtown raves and stuff like that. So in high school, me and my friends, we would just get so into that vibe. So when I make music, I try to, there's sometimes when I like make chill stuff, like Kaleidoscope's a chill song. But then there's a lot of times when I make music for that energy to make you feel like hype, you know, like that turn up kind of thing.
Definitely.
So it depends, you know?
Yeah, and I read on that website you were influenced by Frank Ocean, Miguel, and the Beatles.
Yeah.
Tell me how you blend all those, because those are all different artists.
Yeah,
you know,
they're
Frank
all different.
Ocean is, you know, usually been more just like that R&B crooner. When Miguel is kind of he has that edgy rock and roll R&B.
Exactly, yeah.
And then you go to the Beatles. You know?
Exactly. So like that's my whole thing is like exactly. Yeah, Frank Ocean has definitely more of this chill vibe. And that's why I want to be able to kind of have different aspects. You know, like Frank Ocean's definitely more of a chill, whereas like, you know, Miguel comes out and he's like rocking and rolling. He's like a rock star on stage, you know? So that's like the kind of like, you know, showmanship I want to have, you know, have that Miguel thing when everybody's just rocking with you, but still have those Frank Ocean moments when the whole crowd is just singing and chilling to your music. But with the Beatles, it's kind of like I want to have like an impact on like a generation that the Beatles did. You know, I feel like, you know, and like Michael Jackson, Madonna, Elvis, you know, I want to be like an artist that transcends the time and that really like, you know, when you look back and like when kids are like, yo, like who do you used to listen to? And like, oh, yo, I used to listen to Jean-Luc, I used to dress like that music video, like I put my outfit out because that, you know? So I want to be like, my whole thing is like I could have like make songs, but like if they don't like affect culture and inspire people, then it's like I didn't do really what I wanted to do. So.
That's dope, that's dope. So was that an EP that came out earlier last year?
Yeah, it came out.
New Disco?
Yeah, New Disco. So it came out earlier this year, and then I started working with these managers, and we wanted to get really everything remastered and redone because it was mastered, but it wasn't to the level that it should be, you know. So we decided to take it down and start kind of re-releasing tracks. So we just took down the whole album. And we're like mastering it. Kaleidoscope was one of the songs on it, so we like mastered it and re-put it out, like re-released it with the music video. And then I'm coming out with another song called Eyes in like 2 weeks, and then I'm just been making a bunch of stuff. So I'm just trying to come out with a song maybe every other week or something like that.
Yeah.
And just keep putting out content and getting some momentum.
Is it still going to be New Disco, or is it going to be totally new?
That's what I think. You know, originally we were like, you know, we're going to re-release the tracks. But like I'm making so much new music that, and like New Disco is kind of like, to me, it's like old now, you know. So I may re-release them. I don't know if it's still going to be New Disco, just because like. I don't know, disco is me just kind of saying, all right, here I am, I'm trying to be the new music, the new disco, like I just want to make some stuff. But now I'm like thinking differently about what I'm writing about, and like, you know, I feel like new disco's old. I don't know if I'm gonna do like the new disco like reloaded or something like that. But like, I don't know, I guess we're trying to figure it out. We're just gonna put songs out. Cause I think the whole EP thing, it's like, it's dope, but it's like not the best thing to get a reaction, you know, get a response. You kind of want to like put out singles and keep churning out singles and then come out with an EP once you get that momentum.
Right, yeah.
So right now I'm just like making the momentum, and once I get there, you know, I could put out like maybe a 5-song EP like next summer again and something like that.
Yeah.
But from now I'm probably just gonna keep releasing just like mad singles.
Okay, yeah.
But they're gonna be fire. So.
Gonna be fire?
Yeah, it's gonna be
I heard this fire track, 2 a.m. that you did.
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
yeah. I did it with this guy Ash Mehta, and he's a DJ from Ann Arbor. He goes to UMich, but he lives in California. And my manager is like friends with his manager, something like that. Like we got connected by that, and we just like worked on a track, and it ended up turning out really well. Got really good response. So it was kind of like this, like he had the concept for 2 a.m. when he gave it to me. He was like, you know what, I want it to be like a late night anthem, something about like, you know, 2 a.m. or what does that time mean to you? So I kind of wrote about this guy that it's like it could be literal, like the song's about this guy that at 2 a.m., you know, is so drunk and finally gets the balls to like ask this girl out, you know, and like to hang out for the night, you know? And it's like, you could take it literal like that, or like, I think it's kind of like, you know, in life in general, you know, there's this point where like, you decide to just grab your dreams by the balls. I feel like it kind of related to with me, and it's like, you know, at some point you're just like, you know what, let me just do music. Let me just like chase my dreams, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to kind of like get that message across that, you know, sometimes you just have to do it and like, you know, say fuck it, you know, like if people are saying don't do this or don't do that, like we're just having fun, so there's no reason to,
Yeah,
stop.
like how did you get to that point where you just wanted to do strictly music and, you know, still go to school and chase your dreams? Because that is like a heavy load, you know, people can't handle school by itself, but you're also trying to, you know, you're aspiring artist.
Yeah. I think the point that I got was just, I kind of, like senior year of high school, I had like a bunch of friends. I used to sing in like a youth group, like band and stuff like that. And like two of the kids who like I used to sing with and like we were friends with, one got like on American Idol, and the other one was like on The Voice. One of my friends like was on The Voice. Yeah. So it was like when it was happening, I was just like, wait a second, like what's going on right now? Like
let me eat too.
Yeah, like, I was like, look at me, like, I'm like looking pretty cool too. Like I can sing, you know. So I was kind of like, you know what, let me just try to like start doing this. And I was like, you know, I'll just start making music. So when I came to BU, I got to meet some like cool producers, and then we started like putting out music. And like freshman year was like kind of like I was just doing so much different stuff, and it was finally just because I had always played songs in a band or like a choir or something like that for school, for church, but I never had like written my own lyrics, and that was always my fear for a while. I think like going into it was like freshman year when I still was at the point where I was like I just wanted to do covers. I was like wanted to do like Beatles covers and stuff like that and like make them EDM. Oh, it's my new song. I didn't mean to do that on purpose, but yeah, it's called Fade Out. It's tight as fuck. But yeah,
premiering soon.
Yeah, premiering soon. Didn't do that. I don't know when I listened to it before, but yeah, and then eventually sophomore year is kind of when it was like end of freshman year when I was like, you know what? We were like in the studio one day in like Warren Towers, and I was like, you know what? To my friend, whose name is Danilo, and I was like, you know, Danilo, let's do some funky shit today. So we wanted to do something funky, and we had this sample from a song, and it was like this funky sample, and then we put some synths on it, and then I just started like freestyle singing to it, and before you know it, we had like a whole song, you know. So that was like the first song that I had written from start to finish, you know. Yeah. And then from then I got more and more in my comfort zone, and like thought, okay, like maybe I actually can write lyrics. I need to stop like doubting myself, right? You know, because it's like not that hard when you think about it. Like I had always written raps as a kid. Like when I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a rapper. Like during that whole phase I was talking about earlier, I had like this chain. I got this Jean-Luc chain. My parents got me when I was like 8 years old or something like that, because we went on this cruise, and we did a talent show, and I did this song. Have you heard? You remember when Like Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did the "We'll Play You Back." So I was rapping the song on stage at the cruise with my ghetto outfit and this chain on. Yeah, and I think I may have had cornrows at that time with my cousin and my sister like doing like background vocals But I always had been doing music, but I think like, you know, 2 years ago when I really wanted to be like, you know what, I can just do this, and like, you know, why not, and just try it. And I got really good responses, so I think from there I was like, you know, let's keep going. And then when I met the you know, my managers and like everybody over the summer that really fucked with my music, it kind of like gave me that reassurance that like, you know, these people in Manhattan that are like have made all these famous people's careers happen are digging my shit, then like, you know, Who am I different than like 1 million followers? I just have to get, you know, that following, you know?
Definitely.
It's like I have the content, I just need to get the space to get out there. I just need to get it to the masses.
Right. So, you know, what's next for Jean-Luc?
Right now, I'm just making music, man. I'm just putting out like as much stuff as possible and just like getting myself as many blogs as possible and like, you know, doing interviews and just trying to get my music out there and just like letting people hear it and like seeing if they fuck with it and, you know, moving on from there and just like keep making stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's just about once you're if you just put in the work, you know, I'm trying to do shows. That's the thing I'm really trying to do. Is I'm hopefully trying to get a show by the end of the semester, but then definitely next year I'm trying to just do match. I did a couple over the summer, and but like this, when I came to school this semester, I've been just doing a lot of just making music now. So I'm trying to do shows and really get a following, like when people can like say, oh yeah, I've been going to shows and stuff like that, and then really just go from there. So
how were your shows when you performed?
It was sick. Like I did some shows with my cousin over the summer, who we were making a bunch of music. He did a couple songs on my album. And he makes music too. He does more like rock mixed with like electronic R&B type of thing. And we just did a bunch of tracks over the summer. We were just doing like a couple shows, and it was sick, you know, just to like, because that was the first time that I really had. I did a show at the Middle East with these two DJs last year.
Yeah.
But that was like the first time I'd really like just sung my own songs, like done shows with my own songs, all shows with my own songs. And it was sick, so I'm just excited to do more of that. Like I've been practicing a little bit of my set here, and I'm just trying to like move forward and just like get this thing going.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm like restless with all this. I just
I'm
I just want to get to that point. So
yeah. So I mean, we were talking before this. You're going to LA, or you plan on going to LA?
Yeah.
Next year.
Yeah.
And what are your plans once you're there?
I'm hoping to like, it depends where I'm at, you know, because it's like the way these songs pop off. Sometimes it's like you get that one song and like you're there. It's like, you know, you put on one song like White Iverson, like Post Malone, he put one song up. It was his first song, you know, that he put up, and it literally just blew up, got 1 million views, and like now he's signed to a record label, made shit with Kanye, and you know, that shit like that. So like it depends. It's like if I think of LA, the BULA thing, not as like a plan B, but like, you know, as like a backup plan, just so I know that I'm gonna be in that place and be with those kind of people, you know? Because like if say in a year from now when I'm supposed to be going, if I'm not at that level when I have 1 million or almost 1 million plays, and I'm like, you know, doing all this stuff and really getting my own momentum, I can go to LA and just really put all my connections into that and like, you know, work at a creative agency that works with musicians and like artists and stuff like that, and then network, and then keep networking, eventually just get to where I'm gonna be. Because I know that eventually we'll get there. It's just a matter of time. So I'm just like waiting on that.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Jean-Luc.
No problem, Blaise. I'm happy to be here on the Cuurve, man.
Of course. This is Cuurve Radio.
Nice talking to you guys.